Meditation practice isn't about trying to throw ourselves away and become something better. It's about befriending who we are already. Pema Chödrön. Welcome to Self-Talk. I'm Rachel Astarte. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to talk about meditation. I hear you groaning. That's why I want to talk about it. Now, there's no doubt that meditation can be considered a powerful spiritual, psychological, and physiological tool in your wellness toolkit. So, why is there often so much resistance to starting and keeping a meditation practice? Is meditation even necessary? Well, let's get into it and you can decide for yourself. I first heard about meditation when I was about 6 or 7. A family friend would come to visit from California periodically, and twice a day she would abscond to my little bedroom with an alarm clock and be gone for 20 minutes. I was fascinated. What was she doing in there? One day, she invited me to come with her. She placed the alarm clock on the floor in front of her. It was one of those old school rattlers that was painted orange with 2 silver bells on the top that looked like Mickey Mouse ears. And then she showed me how to fold my legs up into half lotus position. She set the alarm clock for 20 minutes, then sat up straight, closed her eyes, and told me to do the same. After a few minutes, I whispered, "Are we taking a nap?" I was not a fan of naps at that age. "No," she said, "we're just being quiet." And I looked around for the joke. Seriously, I really did try to follow her instructions. Perhaps I lasted about 2 minutes before I was so torturously bored that I had to abandon the whole thing. And she was very sweet about it and said I could join her again anytime. Now, I felt terrible, mind you, and because of that, I didn't attempt to meditate again until I was in college. Now I meditate daily. Perhaps you've had a similar experience at some point in your life. I get it. And maybe some of you already have a meditation practice. Maybe you have one, but it's sporadic, and every year your New Year's resolution list features meditate more. Maybe you've been scared off it, or it doesn't speak to you at all. Wherever you are with meditation, I invite you to just keep listening. Today, we are going to turn meditation on its ear. What it means, what it definitely does not mean, why we do it, and how we can make it our own. Oftentimes what happens is that we think about meditation, and then it becomes just another thing we should do as opposed to something we look forward to doing. Right? It's just another thing for the to-do list. Another pitfall is the comparison trap. We've talked about this before. Someone we know is an avid meditator and does it every single day, and then we start feeling bad that we don't. We start shoulding on ourselves. I should get back to that, I should. In other words, meditation can feel shaming when in reality, ideally, it's uplifting. Then there's the concern, what if I do it wrong? When I was studying Zen Buddhism in the early 1990s, I was taught that the proper hand position during meditation involved making a round shape with your hands as if holding a perfectly circular ball. The tips of the thumbs should be no farther apart than the width of a sheet of paper. So during weekly session, I'd feel my hands collapsing into an oval, or my thumbs touching or gaping apart. And my mind kept returning to the form, not my breath, and the entire meditation period would pass, leaving me feeling like a failure. And there's that shame. And there are so many different schools of meditation, so many methods within each tradition that it can get very, very confusing. And as a result, it may feel better not to meditate at all. But still, there's that minor agitation within us that says, but meditation is good. Maybe I'm just too lost to get it. More shame. And then there's the concern about doing it right. I had a client who refused to meditate because he didn't want to be alone with his thoughts. Fair enough. It didn't help that the goal of meditation was to quiet the thinking mind. Good luck with that anyway. So being alone with one's thoughts can be frightening. And this is one of the reasons why this foundation of self work is so essential. When we do this inner work, we realize no thought or feeling is alien. They are all a beloved part of who we are as individuals. Even if we do manage to turn off the brain chatter for just a moment, sitting with a quieted mind can be just as disarming, perhaps even more so. Experiencing a silent mind can feel like jumping off a ledge and into another dimension. So, that leads us to a very important question. Why meditate? Well, let's start with the reason why we shouldn't meditate. Here's why not to meditate. There is a long-standing belief that meditation will bring one closer to enlightenment. And this is, if you'll beg pardon, absolute hogwash. There are a number of reasons why holding the goal of enlightenment is detrimental to one's meditation practice, not the least of which is that it is technically impossible for an ego or a self to achieve a permanent egoless or selfless state such as enlightenment. Being enlightened generally means to live in perpetual non-dual awareness. It is a self-absent way of being. To desire this goal would require the obliteration of the very thing that desires the goal. It's just not possible. I'm fascinated by this subject myself, and if you want to read more about one woman's path to non-duality, I highly recommend Bernadette Roberts' book on the subject, which is called The Experience of No Self, A Contemplative Journey. At best, in deep meditation, one may experience a state of no mind or mindlessness, but this will be transient, just like any other feeling. Once we're up off the cushion, then it's back to reality, whatever that is. So if meditation is not to reach enlightenment, why bother meditating? Well, there are obvious benefits. A lot of them you probably already know. A regulated nervous system, which lowers your cortisol levels and, as a result, lowers inflammation in the body. And inflammation is the cause of almost all, if not all, illness. You can have better sleep when you meditate regularly. There's an increased ability to manage stressful situations when they arise because you have the body memory of being in a relaxed state. Meditation also helps improve memory and focus. And let's not pass over the fact that there is the sheer joy of prioritizing a break in your day just for yourself, for self. Hi, it's Rachel here. If you'd like to dive deeper into self-development, but you're looking for an alternative to traditional talk therapy, maybe you want to eliminate self-doubt and begin to live your true calling in this life. Maybe you're looking for community and connection. Then the Write Yourself Open program may be perfect for you. For a full year, we meet bi-weekly for guided meditation, reflective journaling, and group discussion. This isn't just another personal development course. Write Yourself Open combines the best of individual therapy, group therapy, creative arts, and spiritual practice. You'll have access to a private podcast of all the guided meditations so you can work with them whenever you want. You'll also get monthly one-on-one sessions with me for personal support, not to mention that community of like minds. Those aren't actually all the perks you get. So visit writeyourselfopen.com to learn more and to register. Join anytime. You don't have to have any previous meditation or writing experience. That's writeyourselfopen.com. Now, back to the episode. So let's be very clear. Meditation is something you do for yourself, no one else. Sure, your friends and your family may reap the benefits of your calmer self, but that's not the primary reason to sit. We've talked many times about our connection to Source, that everything is pure consciousness experiencing itself. Your individual energy is a shard of the all. From a quantum physics perspective, you are at once the observer, the observed, and the quantum field itself. So think of meditation as your direct line to Source. It's a moment to check in, to re-experience even briefly who and what you are, where you came from. It's a phone call home. Growing up in the 1980s, Mork and Mindy was my absolutely favorite show. Mork was played by the incomparable Robin Williams. And at the end of every episode, Mork would stand in blackness wearing his red and silver alien suit and telepathically contact his supervisor from the Orkin Elders Council. He would say, "Mork calling Orson, come in, Orson." Well, I think that meditation is something like that, without the one-liners, because that's Robin Williams. But it's phoning home, it's checking in with the home base. And how you do that, just like with Mork, is going to be very personal to you. So if you've resisted meditating in the past, consider meditation to be your personal check-in to Source, or just a way to drop the ego thinking mind for just a few minutes. Beyond that intention, the main rules for meditation are that there are none. Make it your own. Do it any way you see fit and for as long and as often as it feels right. If you miss a day, okay, no shame. If you aren't sure how to begin, maybe one of these approaches can help serve as a launching point. These are meditations I've used with clients and also have used on my own. The first one is called a 60-second drop-in, and it goes like this. You sit up straight, tuck your chin in very slightly, keep your feet on the floor, hands resting on your thighs. Close your eyes, and begin by dropping your attention down to your feet just to ground yourself. And you breathe naturally. You're just feeling your feet. You can do it right now. I'm not going to time it, but try it. Sit up straight, tuck your chin, rest your hands on your thighs, close your eyes. Bring your attention down to your feet. And just breathe. Now begin to let your attention move through different parts of your body. Simply witness what you're feeling and where. You don't judge it or try to change it, just witness it, like a reporter scanning a scene and taking notes. And you keep breathing. What's going on with my lower back? What's going on with my belly? What's going on with my jaw? What's going on with my right hand? Right? Just scanning. Keep breathing. And then when 60 seconds are up, you open your eyes and give yourself a few seconds to feel. Don't jump into the very next thing you're going to do. Feel. Ground in that 60 seconds. Another meditation is a daily version of the self-alignment meditation. You can find a walkthrough of that meditation on episode 22 of the podcast. But basically, rather than using the self-alignment meditation to welcome decentering emotions, this time you're going to use that meditation to welcome whatever you're feeling in that moment and sit with it. Let it sit with you at the long wooden table in the cottage of yourself. So whatever it is you're feeling, you're inviting it in as a guest, and you're sitting as the host. That's a very easy one to do, and it just brings you into alignment. A third meditation is the whatever you're doing, do it meditation. Let me read you something. When a practitioner is walking, they are aware, I am walking. When they are standing, they are aware, I am standing. When they are sitting, they are aware, I am sitting. When they are lying down, they are aware, I am lying down. That comes from the Satipatthana Sutra, or the Sutra on the Foundations of Mindfulness. And it shows that we can meditate all the time. There's a great story from the Dzogchen Buddhist tradition. A monk is sitting in a garden with another monk from a neighboring monastery where they practice another lineage of Buddhism. What they practice isn't really important to this story. But the monk from the other monastery says, rather proudly, in our teaching, we meditate 6 hours a day. The Dzogchen monk turns to the other and says with a smile, in Dzogchen, when are we ever not meditating? I love that story. The idea here is that your everyday life can be a meditation as long as you bring awareness to it. A wonderful way to practice this is to slow down and get present with whatever you're doing. If you're washing the dishes, scrub slowly. Feel the water on your hands, the sponge or the cloth in your fingers. If you're scooping out the cat box, be present with the digging and the sifting and the bagging. Just be there. That's the idea behind the Buddhist saying, chop wood, carry water. Whatever you are doing, do it fully and with awareness. Try one of these meditations today, or another that you might have heard of that you want to try. Whatever you do, make it your own. Now, another kind of meditation is guided meditation, which we haven't talked about. It's different from personal, individual, phone home kind of meditation. But it is also very powerful because it will be a personal experience. And it's what I offer in my ongoing course, Write Yourself Open. Twice a month, we meet for self-development guided meditations, reflective writing, and group discussion that helps you keep that practice of your inner work alive. And it's in a very safe container with people who are there to support each other. And I'm very excited to announce that starting April 13th, we're starting a new cohort that meets every second and fourth Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. You can visit www.writeyourselfopen.com to learn more or to register. Until next time, be gentle with yourself. Hi, this is Rachel Astarte from the Self-Talk Podcast. I'd love for you to send me your emails with questions or stories about yourself. What are you looking for? What are your questions? What are you grappling with in your own personal life that has to do with your identity, with yourself, with your very existence? These are the things that we're going to talk about during the podcast. And go ahead. It's all right. Get deep. I can handle it. So send them to Rachel@selftalkpodcast.com. And I'll see you on the next episode.